In the Betoota Advocate this morning, I read this amazing story about a guy called Reg Slim Flynn who lives in Taree. And to do the story justice, I've got the editor of the Betoota Advocate on the line. G'day, Clancy. Tell us the story.
Well, the story goes, there's been a couple of blokes running around Taree, as our reporter Alexis Corbett kind of explained. She's based in mid-north New South Wales. And there's this old bloke around there called Reg Flynn. Slim Flynn, and he's an ex-tent boxer. He's one of the real community icons. He's a real local character. But there were a few break-ins in the area, and there was a couple blokes, and they were drug users. They were the nasties in the town, breaking in and stealing things. They ended up in Reg's house one night. Reg was up late watching television. He's estranged from his wife, lives alone, 78 years old. Three of them have come into his house, and now that's where the story kind of gets a bit interesting, because there's conflicting kind of accounts of what happened next.
Which will become clear.
Yeah. The neighbours described muffled voices and footsteps, and then they heard a door slam. This is just pretty central to the main street there, but what seems to have happened is these three young blokes in their late teens and early 20s have ended up unconscious on Reg's front lawn. All three of them 10 metres from the steps. So Reg is claiming that these kids have gotten a fright coming up the stairs because he's met them at the top, and they've both fallen down and knocked themselves out, all three of them, and landed 10 metres away. As you know, former tent boxer and neighbours know what Reg is like. It sounds like Reg might have had a part in them ending up in that state.
Is that right?
That's what witnesses claim. It looked like the bodies had been dragged down the front steps. We've since heard that they're actually okay, but the police are trying to piece together what's happened. Reg has got his hands bruised up, and he's claiming that that's from the gutters on the roof. He reckons he's done that a couple of weeks ago. You know, part of us would think, and this is how we tried to portray in the story, we kind of wanted to do Reg justice, and we didn't want to incriminate him, but it sounds like he's locked the front door and the back door and really had a bit of a go. And they were unable to escape. So I think they picked the wrong house to break into there, Claire.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. But I hope the law doesn't end up on the wrong side of the good guy in this story, as it so often does. And I'm glad they're okay. But don't you think that's a lesson for these young guys? Like, maybe we should think the way we earn our cash.
Yeah, 78 years old. He looked like an easy target. But the neighbours described, and you'll have to excuse the language, it sounded like World War effing 3 when Reg got stuck into him.
What sort of a guy is he, though, Clancy? He's 78 years old and he is a prize fighter. But still, one guy up against bulletproof teenagers, that would have been an amazing feat. Well, yeah,
they reckon he still kind of works, every now and then down at the local hotel as a security guard. I don't think he's slowing down too quickly, old Reg. Slim Flynn, they call him. He's still involved in the rugby league community there, training the juniors. And, his wife has come out and said that she believes Reg had a part in the incident, and it sounds like, because police didn't get there for an hour and a half, it sounds like he's really laid into them for the best part of 2 hours until he got them out the front.
I know violence is never the answer, but it just feels like it could have been on that occasion, doesn't it, Clancy?
And that's what a lot of the people are saying, going right around. A lot of people, we had an email from one bloke all the way down to Victoria saying that if we hear from Reg and if he ends up in trouble, he'd be happy to pay his legal fees.
Oh, isn't that beautiful, Clancy?
A lot of people are getting behind Reg.
It seems like that's where we should be, doesn't it, Clancy? And the Betoota Advocate have a great photo of his knuckles that the police snapped when he was down there, and it definitely doesn't look like they were done guttering.
No, I don't know how you'd get teeth marks in your knuckles while you were guttering.
It's a great story. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. Give our regards to Reg and the whole community. There's probably a few people who've had their stuff stolen that might be able to get it back now.
I think Reg is the winner at the end of the day.
I hope they're okay, but we all hope that they learnt that lesson. And boy, what a tutor.
Yeah, I know, definitely. And you got to watch out for those slippery steps, don't you?
All three of them fell down. Those 18-year-olds are just not sure-footed like they used to be, are they?
Not at all.
Clancy, thank you so much for sharing your story. And if you want to have a look at the article, it's a beauty. It's in the Betoota Advocate. That's Betoota. Thanks so much, Clancy.
Thanks, Claire.
I don't know why that story, I really like it. It makes me feel good, but I could be completely, and often am, in the wrong here. Is he a hero? Or did he go too far? We all know that violence is never the answer, but I want to know what you think about that story. 13, 32. Should there be more of it? Is this what you should expect? If you're 18 and high and you go to steal someone's things from their house, scare the bejeepers out of them, is this what you should expect? And maybe these guys won't rob anyone else around the Taree area now. The courts are often not satisfying us in dealing with these people. What do you think, Bruce?
Oh, mate, I reckon a bit of contact counselling never went astray in my day, eh?
That's good. I've never heard that before. Contact counselling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Sounds like they picked the wrong bloke to mess with, eh?
But what will happen? You know, he probably will end up in trouble for this, which is just so sad, isn't it?
I don't think he should be in trouble at all.
Well, he didn't do anything. He just opened the door and they fell down the steps.
I mean, yeah, it's a damn shame, isn't it? I mean, you know, they didn't ask him to come to the house. They just rocked up and, yeah, had a bit of an accident. So sad, too bad.
Yeah, those slippery front steps. And he did hurt his knuckles, but apparently that was doing a bit of guttering the week before. So, yeah, that happens. I'm so with you, Bruce. I just feel that's a great story.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. Made my day hearing that.
Beautiful. Thanks for calling, Bruce.
No worries. You have a good afternoon, eh?
Yeah, nice to hear from you. How about you, Mick?
Yeah, that's a classic. Like I say, she'll be more of it.
Oh.
Like I say, I caught a couple of young blokes spray painting my truck one night. I'd come out about 3 o'clock in the morning and I was spray painting the big tag up the side of a white furniture truck. And it wasn't my truck, it was the boss's truck, and I took it home for the night, and yeah, I had to explain to the boss why I was the side of the truck for about 4 hours.
Oh, Mick, your phone line's dropping out. We're missing the guts of this. Please ring back. I want to hear the rest of that story, Mick. Look at this SMS from Sylvia. She says, I am nominating Reg Slim Flynn for your Everyday Hero Award. If he doesn't win, it is rigged. Gee, it's such a great story. G'day, Don. What did you think about Reg Slim Flynn?
Hello, the lovely Claire. Isn't that a great story?
Oh,
And I'll tell you something else. If it was up to me, I'd give the old boy a medal as big as a frying pan. Don't worry about that.
I don't think you'll be paying for fast food in Taree anytime soon.
Not a chance. But the thing that struck me was think how as a community we're outraged when one of the elderly citizens gets appears on the paper or the news because they've been jumped by one of these thugs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, apparently last week they were still in hospital. I believe they're okay. We're talking about Reg. Don, I'm with you. Sylvia's with you too. She wants an award. You want a medal. We may be able to line him up with something.
The inaugural 4BC Good Sport Award.
Bare knuckles too. Thank you, Don.
You're welcome, Claire.
Thank you so much. And on the phone we've got Pete. Pete, I think you want to talk about Reg Slim Flynn from Taree, don't you?
Hello, Claire.
How are you?
I'm well. Yes, I'm willing to clarify that I do know the man.
Oh, you know the guy in Taree who beat up the baddies?
Yes, well, he used to be part of the Rotary, not so much anymore, but he was down there when I was there, and I knew him, and I know his history of boxing, and I don't doubt it for a second.
Yeah, that's what everyone seems to be saying. 78, he's still got whatever it takes, doesn't he?
Oh, by Joe's, I was there about 3 years ago, and he was still working as a bouncer at the pub.
Well, apparently he still does that now on occasions.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like Reg. He's a wild old man, and Taree, it's just getting worse and worse with the youngsters with the drugs. Yeah,
we're hearing that he's outside of loving a stink, he's a thorough gentleman, Peter. Would that be what you know of Reg?
Oh yes, he's definitely a gentleman, but boy, you wouldn't want to get him upset. I mean, he, from memory, he held 6 divisions and about 6 titles in 6 divisions.
Really?
Yeah,
6 divisions?
6 divisions. He was heavyweight. He'd bounce around. He was in the tent boxing trip, and I've seen him make a mess of a few people in the pub down there. Believe that.
I do. Thank you so much, Peter. Nice to hear from you.
Thank you, Claire.